Chelsea are reportedly ready to offload João Felix permanently in the summer after Enzo Maresca gave the green light. Felix, who is currently on loan at AC Milan, has failed to convince the Italian club to make his move permanent. According to Football Insider, Chelsea are looking to recoup the bulk of the £44.5 million they spent to sign him from Atletico Madrid. However, with his performances in Milan lacking, the Blues may have to accept a financial loss in selling him. Sources say Maresca and his staff have been unimpressed with Felix's attitude and performances since joining. Felix has not made a significant impact, while Chelsea are still looking for stability in their squad. Chelsea are now focused on building a more solid and consistent team, and a player like Felix does not fit Maresca's vision. With clubs from the Arab League linked with the player, Chelsea will be hoping to complete the transfer quickly and allocate funds to players who better suit their long-term project. Chelsea have struggled for goals since losing Nicholas Jackson to a hamstring injury since early February. Tim Sherwood believes Jackson has been undervalued because his role in attack is far greater than just scoring goals. In their last game against Arsenal, Chelsea looked devoid of any real threat up front, leading to a 1-0 defeat that further exacerbated their poor run. The Blues are now without a win in their last 7 away games and have scored just 3 goals in that time, the worst record in the Premier League at the moment. Sherwood stressed that while Jackson is not the most prolific goalscorer, his role in the team is vital. The Senegalese striker has the ability to draw defenders out of position, creating space for the likes of Cole Palmer and Enzo Fernandez to operate more freely in attack. Paul Merson, however, agrees and believes Jackson's absence has had a direct impact on Cole Palmer's performance. Palmer has often been Chelsea's most dangerous player throughout the season, but he has struggled to find the same space and chances of late. Merson stressed that Jackson is not only important as a striker, but also as a defender. Chelsea have tried various alternatives to fill the main striker position, from Christopher Nkunku to Pedro Neto as a false 9, but none have been able to replace Jackson's role as the focal point of the attack. Without a striker who can attract defenders, Chelsea look more predictable and lack the attacking dimension to threaten the big teams. Enzo Maresca has confirmed that Jackson is on track to return after the international break. His presence will be crucial as Chelsea need to secure a top 4 finish to secure a place in next season's Champions League. With the competition getting tighter and the schedule is tough, Chelsea cannot afford to continue dropping points, and Jackson could be the difference maker in the coming weeks. The challenge for Chelsea now is how to ensure Jackson is back in top condition, and how Maresca can maximize the combination of Jackson, Palmer and Nkunku to make the attack effective again. If not, Chelsea could be knocked out of the Champions League race and fall back into the uncertainty that has haunted them in recent seasons. Chelsea are increasingly serious about finding a new striker for next season, and they have now reportedly leapfrogged Liverpool in the race to sign Marcus Thuram. A report from Football Insider states that Chelsea are now the strongest candidates to sign the Inter Milan bomber, ahead of the Reds and Arsenal, who are also competing. With a release clause of £71 million, Inter want to keep Thuram and are trying to extend his contract. However, if Chelsea and other Premier League clubs become more serious, the Nerazzurri could be forced to make a difficult decision. The 0-1 defeat to Arsenal was clear evidence that Chelsea need a top striker. Pedro Neto, who was forced to play as a striker, looked to have difficulty due to the lack of ball supply, while Nicholas Jackson and Marc Guehi are still injured. Since the turn of the year, Chelsea's performance has decreased drastically, making their chances of finishing in the top 4 increasingly threatened. Enzo Maresca is now increasingly confident in bringing in a world-class striker who can immediately make an instant impact. Thuram is the main target because of his impressive performance at Inter Milan, where he has scored many goals, both in Serie A and the Champions League. Since moving to Inter, Thuram's performances have continued to improve. This season, he has become a key pillar in the front line and shown that he can compete at the highest level. If Chelsea are to return to the Champions League next season, investing in a prolific striker like Thuram could be crucial. However, with Arsenal and Liverpool also interested, the Blues will have to act quickly if they are to secure the services of the 27-year-old. Chelsea are ready to spend big to improve their attack. Will Thuram be the answer to Maresca? Let's wait and see. Chelsea are keen to bring Mark Guehi back to Stamford Bridge, but Liverpool are now said to be in pole position to secure his signature. According to the Sunday Mirror, as quoted by Sky Sports, Anfield is Guehi's preferred destination if he leaves Crystal Palace this summer. The 24-year-old defender is entering the final 12 months of his contract, and Palace appear ready to let him go if the right offer comes in. However, they will not let him go cheaply, with a number of top Premier League clubs, including Chelsea, Liverpool and Newcastle, vying for his services. Palace are reportedly asking around £75 million for Guehi, a figure that is quite high considering his contract is running down. Liverpool are currently considering major changes to their defence. The future of Virgil van Dijk remains unclear, while Ibrahima Konate has been linked with a move to PSG or Real Madrid. With the potential for a major overhaul, Guehi is one of the Reds' top targets to strengthen their backline. Kyle Walker once called Guehi an unbelievable player, praising his leadership and professionalism during Euro 2024. With Premier League experience and a regular status as an England defender, Guehi is considered the perfect option to strengthen Liverpool's defence. However, Chelsea still have a chance. The London club can rely on geographical proximity, considering that there were previous reports that Guehi would prefer to stay in the English capital. If Chelsea can put together the right strategy, they still have a chance to overtake Liverpool in the hunt for the talented defender's signature. Now the question is, are Chelsea ready to spend big to bring back their academy graduate? Or will Liverpool be more aggressive and secure Guehi's services before the summer ends? Robert Sanchez is back as Chelsea's first choice, but his performance against Arsenal only further emphasized the weaknesses that have been highlighted so far. From the start of the match, the Spanish goalkeeper immediately made a blunder in distributing the ball, almost giving Gabriel Martinelli an easy goal. Although he managed to block Martinelli's shot, the ball still slipped from his grasp, showing uncertainty in his game. A few minutes later, he made another mistake in a chaotic situation in the penalty box, almost giving Declan Rice a golden opportunity. This is not the first time Sanchez has shown a less than convincing performance. Previously, he lost his place as the main goalkeeper after making a fatal blunder against Manchester City, where he came out of his nest without careful calculation. However, when Maresca returned him to the starting 11 against Leicester City, his performance remained unstable. He did keep a clean sheet, but almost made a mistake that resulted in an own goal. When Philip Jorgensen was given the chance against FC Copenhagen in the Europa Conference League, many thought Sanchez would no longer be the main choice. However, Maresca returned him to the main goalkeeper position against Arsenal. Maresca has repeatedly said that he has two quality goalkeepers in his squad, but the reality is different. Sanchez currently holds the record for the most errors resulting in shots in the Premier League this season. He did make some spectacular saves, including when he kept out Mikel Merino's chance, but his reliability is still in doubt. On the other hand, Jorgensen has also not been able to convince. He was once trusted as the main goalkeeper after a series of Sanchez blunders, but he also made a fatal error when facing Aston Villa, where he failed to keep out Marco Asensio's shot that should have been saved. After that, he only played in cup matches and rotation matches. Currently, Chelsea are in a difficult situation. They cannot rely on Sanchez, who often makes mistakes, but Jorgensen has not shown that he deserves to be the main choice. The constant changing of goalkeepers only adds to the instability in the team, especially in the backline. With only 9 Premier League games left, Maresca must immediately make a firm decision. Will he continue to stick with Sanchez, even though public trust in him has begun to fade? Or will he try again with Jorgensen, who has also proven to be no better? One thing is clear. If Chelsea are to compete at the highest level, they need a long-term solution in goal. The summer could be the perfect time for the Blues to look for a new goalkeeper who is more consistent and can provide a sense of security for their defense.